what do we call this?
I think we call this the first attempt at a Roadcast.
Roadcast. I like that.
The Final Descent Roadcast.
So just the busyness of life. We have been on a top secret video shoot.
Top secret video mission.
In Texas.
It has been a good couple days.
It's been a good couple days. And, of course, we ate good food.
Yes. So, where we were, can we at least say where we were?
Sure.
In Texas? Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
We were in Coleman, Texas. I got a hat from it.
Yeah. Which, you're a little low on stock on hats.
I am a little low on stock on hats. So, that's the case.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, good old, if you can't tell, we were on a Oklahoma turnpike.
Yeah.
By the horrible road conditions. Anyway, you'll notice that there are microphones attached to our hats because Adam felt that was the best way.
It feels like it just works better, though. We did try it on the seatbelt, but it sounded scratchy.
Okay.
So, I mean, you said a second ago, we were in Coleman.
Yeah.
And we ate good.
We did eat good.
So I figure we might as well just go ahead and get this part out of the way, because it's inevitable that we're going to be talking about some food.
Okay.
And so one of my favorite stories from Coleman, Texas also is centered around food.
Yeah. No, it's a good one.
So there's a super sketchy, super delicious, which for me, again, always coordinates.
Yeah, sketchy and goodness.
But they have these tacos, and who was it the other day that was telling you that they think our...
Yeah, so one of our podcasts centers around tacos.
Centers around tacos,
which is...
that's it. Accurate.
Yeah.
So, we pull up at this taco place, and Kim, who's the EDC director in Coleman.
Mm-hmm. Economic development.
Yeah, economic development. She takes us to this little taco place. We get incredible breakfast tacos.
Oh, yeah. Super sketchy looking place, but very good.
So we're leaving.
Mm-hmm. I'm backing up in the old Final Descent truck. And as I'm backing up, I look to my left, and here comes an adult man, like
an elderly man.
Elderly adult man on a riding lawnmower. Lawn tractor.
Yes.
Who whips around and comes out as I'm backing out, whips around, who has come to pick up his breakfast.
On his
tacos,
riding lawnmower.
On his riding lawnmower.
And he didn't come in like in first gear.
No. He came in hot.
No, he whipped that thing. He whipped it in. Clutch on that thing was not happy. It was not happy at all.
Yeah, I'm going to say there's a decent chance that he lost his license to some type of a substance abuse situation.
Not want to get into any kind of judgment.
No, I'm not. I don't know. No, not judging. Not judging.
Yeah,
not judging.
Just observation.
It just seemed like, why would you ride your mower? And it's probably because...
It wasn't like there was a lot of lawns close by. We were in the middle of downtown Coleman.
Yeah, no, exactly. It wasn't like I'm in the middle of mowing my yard and decided to take a break.
I'd like a burrito.
Because how many times have you been on a riding lawnmower and thought, you know what sounds really good right now?
Bacon, eggs, wrapped in a tortilla.
Yeah, perfect. Breakfast. So anyway, yeah, so that's Coleman, Texas for us. I have been doing a substantial amount of traveling.
Yes.
I just got back from Pennsylvania, so some of you guys may know this, some of you guys may not. I speak at churches all over the country doing like wild game dinners and sportsman's banquets. And so I have been like living life on the road. And so this was a fun deal because this is kind of a passion project for us, the thing that we're doing, top secret.
Yeah.
Okay, can't go into a whole lot of detail about what we're doing. But it's definitely a passion project, and super excited about to get an opportunity to share it with everybody when that time comes. But it's going to be a ways down the road.
Yeah.
But anyway, I've been traveling a bunch, been on the road a bunch. This last weekend I spoke Friday night in Troy, Pennsylvania, I spoke Saturday night in Bedford, Pennsylvania, and then Sunday morning in Bedford. But due to our current fuel prices, and just being spring break time for parts of the country, airfare was so crazy. So I had to fly into not the closest airport, but the cheapest airport, which was Philadelphia. Then I rented a car, had to drive 4 hours to Troy, speak in Troy, stay the night, then drive, essentially 4 hours to Bedford, stay the night, Bedford, spoke Sunday, then drive, 3 hours from there back to Philadelphia. Flight's canceled, rebooked, fly in, got to Dallas. Flight gets canceled out of Dallas. I rent a car. It's just like, I'm just going to drive home. I want to be home. I've been gone for days. Go to the Hertz rental place. Get there and they say, we're not honoring any reservations made in the last 12 hours.
Because that makes sense.
Right. Because there's bad storms and there's tornadoes.
Well, if only there was a system in place.
Yeah, like what
that was
year
all
is
digital.
This? What year is this?
That you booked things and the inventory reflected what was available at the time of the booking.
It seems easy.
If there was something that existed like that.
Yeah, it seems easy. But anyway, so just kind of a debacle. So I ended up having to call my buddy Mark Hudson. And I called Mark and I was like, hey, Mark. So Mark has a trucking business. And I said, hey, Mark. And he lives in Pauls Valley, Oklahoma, which he's about, about 70 miles from the Texas line. And I said, Mark, how much would it cost for you to pick up a package from the Dallas airport? And he was like, I don't know. How much? He goes, what is it? And I said, me. Like, what would you charge to come get me? And so he came and got me, picked me up, so I was able to get home, which I appreciate you, Mark. Shout out on that. But I stayed Friday night in Troy, Pennsylvania at this bed and breakfast. You ever stayed at a bed and breakfast before?
It's been a minute. Last time I stayed in a bed and breakfast, I was down in southeast Oklahoma in the Kiamichi Mountains.
Okay.
And it was wonderful. We had a little, which I've got a great story.
Okay.
I've got a great story.
All right.
You want to finish yours or you want me to go?
No, go ahead, bud.
Right.
Yeah.
So Casey and I, we're on our, I believe our 5th anniversary.
Okay.
And, you're in this little cabin, like secluded cabin in the woods, and it's right on the river. I can't remember what it's called. River's Edge was the little bed and breakfast place.
Is this a story that is appropriate for children?
It's appropriate.
Okay.
Mostly. But we were at this place, and I wake up in the morning, and like any red-blooded man, it's like, if I've got the opportunity to go pee in a toilet or to go pee outside.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
I'm going to go pee outside. I'm going to go just full-on nature. Here we go.
Yeah. 100%.
So I wake up, and, it's about 7 in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like sun's just starting to come up.
Yeah.
And I walk out onto the back deck of this thing and just decide this is a good spot. I'm going to just off the rail, golden arches, right?
Uh-huh.
I look down, and there's people kayaking on the river.
You're midstream.
I'm midstream.
Oh, it burns. You can't cut it off.
It stings.
It burns.
You can't cut it off.
Yeah.
So I just.
You had to ride it out.
I had to ride it out. Just the old wave. How's it going?
Hey.
How's it going?
How are you? Welcome to Southeast Oklahoma.
Yeah, welcome to Kiamichi Mountains.
Yeah. You sure got pretty lips, boy. That's what you should have been saying.
Yeah.
It freaked everybody. I got a little Deliverance vibe down there.
Sorry to permanently scar your kayaking trip. If you, I
don't know how much you scarred them. I'm sure they're up there going, wow, look at that bald woman.
It made my day. Made my day right there. Oh, gosh.
Oh, okay. But I stayed at this beautiful bed and breakfast. I didn't pee outside. I used the indoor toilets the entire time. But I
incomplete.
It was really nice. It was really cool. There's some deer. Look at the deer.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, I got 6 deer. Anyway, it was me. I stayed there and cooked breakfast for you. Living up to the name bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
It was awesome. But it reminded me of a story that I've never told that basically by traveling as much as I have over the last 12 years, traveling and speaking at churches, filming hunts, I have to stop and think, what is the worst lodging experience I've ever had?
Oh boy.
And there's
sounds like there's a lot to choose from, though.
Well, really, I'm not saying I haven't had bad experiences with some lodging over the years, but there's one that significantly takes the cake. It's head and heels above any of the other ones.
That's a whole body.
It's a whole body above. All right. So it was a church that I was speaking at. I will speak the name of the town. Morgantown, West Virginia.
That's already setting it up.
Yep. Get a little West Virginia vibe. No offense to the old West Virginia folk, but I'm speaking in church in Morgantown, and afterwards I speak there, and a person who's not on staff, they just kind of give me a ride, and they're like, hey, so and so will be here to get you in the morning to drive you to Pittsburgh to the airport so I can fly home. And I'm like, okay, no problem. Well, this person's giving me a ride to the church has made the reservation at this hotel, and so I'm driving, riding in the car. I pull into the parking lot of this motel, and there's like 8 cop cars, an ambulance. It's a whole scene. You can see tape, like crime scene tapes up, and I'm like,
we got the blood out of your room, sir. Well, it's ready for you now.
So I walk in. So this person's basically like, wow, what's going on here tonight? It's kind of crazy. And they're like, all right, well, that person will be here to get you tomorrow, and I'm like, okay. So I get out. I get my suitcase. I got a rolling suitcase, old red.
Old Red's
with me. Old Red, I think, was with me.
Old Red.
Got an old red suitcase. It's missing wheels.
It's seen some days.
Seen better days.
Thoroughly abused throughout its lifetime.
So I wheel in, and the lady behind the counter, she's like, well, you see our excitement tonight? And I said, yeah. You can't miss it, There's police cars everywhere and an ambulance. And I go, what's going on? She goes, well, we had a murder.
We had a murder.
Did
you go, okay, thank you.
I don't have a car. I can't leave. I don't have this person's phone number to drop me off. Yeah. Well, get ready. Hold on. My feet play a role in this. Okay. All right. So the lady's like, gets my key, and I'm in room like 232 or something.
Room 666.
Yeah.
Have a good night, sir.
Room 232. And anyway, so she hands me my key, and she goes, what you're going to want to do is you're going to have to get in your car, and you're going to have to drive around to the back side of the hotel, go down the back alley, and come around and park on the back side, and you'll be able to access the stairs to go up to your room there, because the police have blocked off where the normal walkway would be for you to be able to access it because of the crime scene where there's a dead body. And so you're going to have to go out and around. And I said, ma'am,
you're going to have to go by the place where the kidneys are stolen.
Right. So she's like, drive your car around. I said, ma'am, I don't have a car. And she's like, oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I guess you're going to need to, you're just going to have to walk down the alley. And so I've got a backpack and Old Red.
Old Red would be a formidable weapon, though. You could kill a man with Old Red.
Yeah, and then put the body in.
Put the body in Old Red.
Yeah.
No one would ever know.
Right. I could wheel it back up through the police and
take that sucker through the airport and never even know.
Found the killer.
He's Old Red.
So I got Old Red in my backpack, and I have to go out and around the cops, the crime scene tape. I go out and around, and I have to go down this back alley. It's pitch black, Adam. It is like the epitome of every scary movie you could possibly think of. And on the other side, and they haven't found the person that's killed the guy.
So the killer's on the loose.
The killer's on the loose. Okay, I'm literally walking down an alley, yards from where someone was brutally murdered, and so I wheel myself down the alley. I get back to the back, find the staircase. I go up.
White knuckling Old Red.
White knuckling Old Red. I wheel it in, and I get to the stairs. I go up the stairs, and I finally get to my room, and I take my key, and I put it in the door, and the door just opens.
Nope. Nope. That's where the killer is. I've seen scary movies. That's where the guy he's in there waiting to murder you now.
Right. And so I stand there for a minute. It's pitch black room. Right? I mean, this is like...
Did you
10 o'clock.
Did you... Hello?
I don't remember if I did or not.
There's a murderer in there. Will you please come out?
Make yourself known. I am a reverend. The Lord is on my side. I need you to know you are up against a formidable opponent. As a bullet rings past my ear. I'm just kidding.
The power of Christ compels you. I will fight with all red.
So I turn the light on, and I'm like, what the heck? You know, like my door is like legit, like will not latch. It's just open door. And so I go in, and I push the door shut, and I put old red against it.
Yeah.
Search the room.
Yeah.
Right? Thoroughly search the room. Nobody's in the bathtub.
Does it look under the bed?
There was not an under. There was like a wooden...
Like a box frame? Yeah.
Yeah. And so I pick up the phone. What?
Back like window in the bathroom open or anything?
No, there's no window in the bathroom.
Sometimes there are.
Where?
I've been in hotels where there's a window in the bathroom.
You stay in nicer places. Here I'm telling you to stay in nicer places.
Oh, I've stayed
shady places.
Yeah.
So I end up picking up the phone, call front desk, right? And call the front desk, and I'm like, ma'am, my door's broken. I said, my door won't latch. And her response is, I'm really sorry, but because of the police and how they have things marked off, I can't give you another room. Like any other open rooms we have would be front side, and I can't access them because of the crime scene. And she says, so you can either find another hotel or, you know,
or die.
Right? And so I'm like processing, like, what am I going to do? And I remember calling Jennifer Mayo, my friend Jennifer. She lived in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
And I was like, legit in that moment being like, I don't know anybody. I don't have a relation with these people. Jennifer's a couple hours away. And I was like, I may call. You can come get me. You know, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was like, you know what, Brad? You are a, 290-pound former defensive lineman in college. Like, stop being a wuss.
Yeah.
And so I set the TV on the ground, and I pushed the dresser against the door, and I took one of the chairs, set it up on top of the dresser, leaning against the door.
Yeah.
And I went to sleep.
Yeah.
So the next morning,
I was gonna thought you said you just went ahead and climbed in Big Red, and then everything would have been fine. Just sleep in Big Red.
No,
it's kind of like going into a wizard's satchel. Like
it's like Mary Poppins' little bag.
Yeah, it's like, oh, there's a
clan
of badgers in here.
There's a floor lamp. What up? So that's by far the worst lodging experience.
Yeah, that's a bad one
that I've ever had.
That's a bad one.
I mean, and it's unfortunate somebody lost their life that night, but I hope that person knows what an inconvenience it was to me.
For me,
just kidding.
God.
That is so dark. I'm joking. I'm joking. That was a joke.
Gosh.
That was a joke.
Yeesh.
Yeesh. That was a joke, people. Anyway, so yeah, that's by far the worst lodging experience that I've ever had.
I stayed in a Robin Hood Inn once.
Where was the Robin Hood Inn, bub?
The old Robin Hood is in Raton, New Mexico.
Okay.
And it is it looks like Peter Pan flew over this building and took a giant dump. And it just looks like it's green, and it looks like it's from the 1970s.
Oh,
so,
God. Are the rooms like Peter Pan
exactly,
themed?
No, exactly like you're full on medieval. Like there's the lady at the front is dressed like a medieval bartender. What is it? Like a winch. She's dressed like a winch. And you walk in, you're like, oh my gosh, we have found the diamond in the rough. We've found the supreme inn. So, and it's motel style. It's like all the rooms. It had a window in the bathroom.
Okay.
Window in the bathroom.
Okay. All right.
I don't trust a hotel if there's not a window in the bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
All right. That's super weird, but yeah.
So we were going to Red River with my parents.
All right.
And we're kind of a little family vacation thing.
Who booked it?
Who do you think booked it?
Your dad.
Oh, 100%.
Dad's a lawyer. What a cheap sucker, man.
100%.
What a tool.
Well, I don't think there was a lot of options in Raton, New Mexico.
No, Raton's a fairly well traveled. It's on.
I mean, there wasn't like a hotel of any kind. I think we had the Robin Hood, and then we had like Curly J's motel, or like the options are slim pickings.
All right.
But yeah, old Silver Gary, our van. It about burned up coming down the mountain. The brakes were not heavy. Like I got out and we had to stop in another town at an AutoZone, and we had to change the brakes of Silver Gary in the parking lot of the Robin Hood.
Did you just reference something catching fire?
No, nothing caught fire. No,
I know, but you just said it was. You kind of made
way too soon.
It's what? Is that too soon?
Way too soon.
Well, I was just curious because you brought it up.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of on you, bud.
Yeah.
It's a little on you.
It is. I'll take it.
Yeah, a little on you.
We'll take it.
So that does remind me of another kind of a fairly sketch place that I stayed one time called
this guy.
Maximum Effort.
Maximum Effort.
Yeah, he was.
He's sure going about 10 miles an hour under the speed limit for Maximum Effort.
Well, maybe I'm exceeding it. Anyway,
can't prove it.
Yeah, it reminds me of another fairly. It wasn't so. It was a little sketchy. I stayed in Ohio one time. Went up and hunted with those Scott Nice with thorn broadheads.
Scott Nice.
And I stayed at the In Towner.
Okay.
That was the name of it, and it was complete cinder blocked.
Yeah.
The whole thing, everything was cinder blocked. Your room, yeah, like the whole
thing's blocked.
The whole thing's blocked. Your rooms were blocked. The outside was blocked.
Is that how you get from room to room? Sketchies that go through the crawl space?
There was no crawl space. It was all cinder blocked.
Really?
Yes.
So
everything.
So you're saying it wasn't sitting on cinder blocks?
No.
The entire structure was made
from cinder blocks, like from Lowe's,
like a locker room.
Like a locker room. Yeah. Yeah, that's a great story too. So
I think that might have been like that could have been like a giant crematorium that they just converted.
They just turned into a hotel room.
Oh, this will work. Lots of rooms. That's good stuff.
No, it had a sketch vibe to it, but that was so that was probably the coldest hunt that I've ever been on. Our former manager was Matt Hull, and we went up there and we hunted with an outfitter. And this outfitter basically kind of gave me two options. He said it was so cold. I mean, I believe that we were like negative 20. Late season muzzleloader. We're in January, Ohio, snow everywhere, brutal cold temps. And he basically said you got two options. You can try to hunt a buck that's going to be a 140 buck, or he goes, I have a buck that's a ghost, but he's going to go over 200 inches. Which one do you want to try to hunt? And so I chose to try to hunt the 200-plus inch deer. Mm-hmm. And I already had a pretty good year, killed several bucks, and I was like, if I kill something here, it's a bonus, but let's go after the big dude. So anyway, me and Matt are sitting in a pop-up ground blind. Not an enclosed blind, nothing like that, but they gave us a heater, and we did all-day sits. We sat all day waiting on this 200-inch deer.
Oh, gosh.
And it was so cold. I mean, every stitch of clothing that I had with me was on my body. And I remember us sitting there being so cold, and I wish. So we gotta have Matt come on
he'd
the
be a
podcast.
good one, yeah.
No, he'd be a good one to have. Got some good
gosh.
stories. But we're sitting there, and I remember just trying to get as close to the heater, like you thaw your hands out for a minute, and you're just so cold. And anyway, I remember like day 2 or 3, and it's probably like 1 in the afternoon, and your body hurts, like your mind begins to wonder, like is
why am I doing this?
Yeah, like why am I doing this?
What's wrong with me?
Like, it's just you're regretting every aspect of it. And I got this little buddy heater running, and I remember I'm sitting there and I'm totally zoned out because of the cold, can't feel my lower extremities at all. And Matt, just real slow, like, so we're sitting about as close to me and you are in this ground blind. He's running camera, and he turns to me real slow, like this, and he goes, "Brad, your pants are on fire." And I said, "What?" He goes, "Your pants, they're on fire, man." Like, about that monotone.
That's because his body was shutting down from the cold.
And I looked down, and I put my pants have rested up against the buddy heater, and literally have caught fire. And there's about, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 inch flame coming off of my right leg.
But you contemplated letting it go.
No, I was enjoying it. I mean, it was like, oh, I can feel my knee again.
This is
anyway, so I patted it. I put it out. Obviously, get my pants so they're not on fire. Anyway, it's too many fire references again. I apologize for that, Adam.
Triggered
a little bit. Speaking of burnt pants, you guys want to donate to Adam? There's a GoFundMe.
Oh, my
so Adam can buy pants. Hey, honestly, right now, how many pairs of jeans do you own?
2. I saved the jeans. But when I went into the closet, I knew exactly where to stick the left hand and where to stick the right hand, except I haven't done the shirt inventory yet. I grabbed all the 2Xs, so
yeah.
I did save the Final Descent Auction LTD limited edition producer set.
We talked about that.
Sold.
It's ready to be sold.
It's ready to be sold.
Got the old ministry banquet.
It survived the fire.
That's impressive.
Yeah,
that's
worth
impressive.
some serious cash.
Yeah, we'll put that. Our ministry banquet's going to be May the 12th.
Yeah, we really need to do the live stream of that on the next one.
If I knew a guy.
We knew how to do that some way.
Somehow.
If we had a switcher.
Yeah.
We had the equipment to do it.
Did we buy one of those for the podcast?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think we do have one of those that we're not using now.
No, this is way easier.
Yeah, this is going to be way easier. Anyway, so that trip to Ohio, when I stayed in the old in-towner, I caught my pants on fire.
Got your pants on fire.
First time I've ever been on fire, personally, myself, or any part of my body.
Yeah. There's when I think of Matt Hull and I think of sketchy locations and hotel places, there's one story that you tell that always reminds me of Matt Hull.
Oh, golly, we never set an agenda what we're going to talk about. How did it turn into all?
It's a rabbit trail to one of my favorite stories of hotel extravaganza for you. And
you know what?
And it needs to be told.
You know what?
What?
It's the same trip.
It's the same trip?
It's the same trip. We hunted Ohio.
It's the same trip?
I didn't put this together.
2 of your worst lodging experiences
I caught myself
ever.
on fire. Stayed at the bricked prison known as the In-Towner.
The In-Towner. And
we drove from that hunt to the ATA show, Archery Trade Association show in Indianapolis.
Oh.
We sure did, bud. We drove straight there. Holy cow.
It was all in one.
That was all one trip.
One fell swoop.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So I stay the night in the In-Towner, and the next night I drive. So we do the hunt. I don't kill the buck. We leave Ohio, drive to Indy.
Yeah.
Get there. We're staying at the Baymont Inn.
The Baymont Inn.
Now here's the deal. Final Descent Outdoors. We do everything on a budget, right? And so there are hotels down by the expo that are really nice.
Hence a podcast in a moving vehicle with mics attached to your hats.
Great point, bud. So Final Descent Outdoor, we do things on a budget, man. I'm not
trying to be frugal.
My name's not Jeff Danker. I can't just be. I ain't. You know what I mean? Like I ain't got that Bug Ventures money. You know. I ain't got it, bro. You know.
But you think Jeff would come on our
Nah,
podcast?
Jeff wouldn't come on.
Not a chance.
No,
Oh,
Jeff
come
would.
on.
Jeff's a great guy, good friend.
Yeah.
You live he's from Wellston.
Oh, yeah, he
he's
lives
originally
right down
from
the street from
Wellston,
me.
and you're
Yeah, I live
live
there
in
now.
Wellston.
He lives over in Chandler, America.
Yep, he does. He does. Jeff's been really good to me over the years. Bug Ventures and those guys have been great to me. Starting out, I remember calling Jeff, asking questions, and he always answered my call. And Jeff's a believer, and he's just a good dude.
Yeah.
I actually just recommended Jeff to speak at a couple churches. People calling and asking me about it. But anyway, so we do things on a budget. We're staying at the Baymont Inn that's not close to the expo. It's like 20 minutes away.
20 minutes?
Shut up.
Jeez.
I don't know, 15 minutes, something like that. Anyway, but we show up, and we went from freezing temps to we got of course it was this way when we left, that all of a sudden here comes this heat wave, and it actually weather kind of got nice.
A little balmy?
We're a little balmy, right? And so, which anything from negative 20 is going to be, better. But it went from negative 20 to we hit 50,
which is tropical.
Yeah, so we pull in, we get to Indy, we pull into the Baymont Inn, I go in and get my key, and they said, drive down around, there's been a murder. I'm just kidding. No, there's no murders. They drive on around the corner, and they park, and there's a door down there, and you can go in and go up to the third floor. Well, I remember distinctively, they told us the room, what number it was, and when I got back in the truck from checking us in, I remember taking a key out and then handing the little envelope that the key's in that has a room number written on it, and I handed it to Matt. And I drive around, and it wasn't in this truck, it was the old Final Descent truck that had the camper shell.
Yeah.
On the top.
Yeah. The 1500.
Yeah, and I also I was speaking at a church on the way home that I was going to drive by, and so I had all my merch. Mm-hmm. So we had all the tubs of Final Descent merch, hoodies, hats, everything, t-shirts. So we drive around, and as I'm pulling in, there's a parking spot. There's two guys and a lady standing out by their vehicle with an ice chest, and they're all holding a beer. They're all drinking. No. And I pull into my parking spot next to them, and they immediately recognize the Final Descent.
Yeah.
We're this hunting show. And so I open the door, and they're like, hey, oh my gosh, man, I've seen your show before. Hey, that's awesome, and all this stuff, And I can immediately tell they're intoxicated.
There's been some consumption.
They've had a couple.
They've passed the consumption point.
Yeah, they're having a good time, right?
And at this point, you're just ready to go in and
I'm done. I'm tired.
That cold takes it completely out.
Yeah, I'm done, right? And so I get out, and they're like, oh, we love the show, man. Yeah, you're the hunting show. And
Game Face comes on.
What are you doing here? And we're like, oh, we're here for this trade show, And so I open the back door. I'm getting some stuff, I had a pair of cowboy boots and some hanging shirts.
Yeah.
And I get my boots, my hanging shirt, and I put them. I get my backpack. Well, my actual suitcase is in the bed.
Yeah.
And so I'll walk around the tailgate, and they kind of come with me. These two guys and this lady, and they kind of walk around. And I open the tailgate and pop open the glass to the camper shell, and they look in, and they can see all these tubs filled with, and they're like, what's all that? And I was like, oh, it's our just shirts and hats, And they're like, and the girl, who's probably 30.
Yeah.
She looks, she goes, I want a shirt. Can I get a shirt? And I can tell she's she's sloshed up.
She's sloshed up big time.
And before I can really kind of intervene or say anything, she jumps up on my tailgate.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, man, what are you doing? She's like, wow, I want a shirt. And I'm like, well, I said, okay, that's fine. I said, what size? And she's like, I need a medium. And she climbs up, and I said, well, medium tub's there. And I said, just get whatever you want.
And get out.
No, it's just go ahead and grab you a shirt, and get out. So she gets up, opens up the medium. She gets 3 shirts. helps herself, new wardrobe.
In her defense, she probably thought she got one.
Probably. But she's like laying in the bed of my truck on the tubs, like holding it up to herself.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, this is cute, you know. Anyway, so she gets out. I don't even want to touch her, you know what I mean? Like,
at this point,
I'm just,
anything,
but I just want her out.
Yeah.
And so she hops out of my truck. I close the tailgate. I close the latch on the hatch.
And where's Matt right now?
No clue.
No clue where Matt is.
No, I don't know where Matt is. Which makes no sense.
He's vanished.
Like, yeah. Like, I'm in this conversation with them, like, where'd Matt go? Right?
He said peace.
And so,
deuces.
Anyway, I'm standing there and I'm closing the latch and I got to get a key and lock it. And anyway, one of the guys says,
oh gosh.
God, how do I do this? This is a family-friendly.
He says to give him payment of some sort.
He says to the lady, he says, if he gives you those shirts, you need to at least show him your lady parts.
You're grateful.
Your lady parts. You need to show those. And I immediately, I'm like, no,
ma'am, no.
No, there is no need for payment of any kind. This is a gift.
Services rendered.
Like, you just take those 3 shirts and go about your business. And so I close the tailgate, I shut the latch, lock the latch, and I turn around.
And things have escalated.
And the lady is standing there.
In the middle of the parking lot.
In the middle of the parking lot of the Baymont Inn. In Indianapolis, Indiana.
Rendering payment.
With her shirt. She's got, the bottom of her shirt is at her chin.
Oh, gosh.
Okay? Holding it up. And I turn around and I was just like, okay, you know what? Appreciate it. All right, we're even, everybody. And so now I'm like panic mode because, like, in my mind, I'm like, you know, like,
who saw this?
Here's this, you know, license ordained minister, Final Descent, faith-based show. Somebody's going to snap a picture of the Final Descent truck with a woman with no shirt on in a parking lot of the Baymont Inn, and I'm going to be the one. I'll be like, it would just catch me at that moment when I was like turned around and I immediately like saw them, you know, and somebody snaps a picture and be like, Brad Clay, host of Final Descent Outdoors, involved in scandalous things at the Baymont Inn, you know. I can just hear it, you know. So I'm like, I got to get out of here. But that's when it hit me that like Matt's not here.
Matt has vanished.
Like, where'd Matt Hull go? And so Matt's gone, and so I'm flustered, man. I'm just like, grab all my stuff, and so I'm like carrying it like this, you know. And then she like solicits it further, like, you want to go? Why don't you come? Don't run off. Why don't you party with us? Come up to the room, you know. And I'm like, no, I gotta go. I got an early morning. I got things to do. I
got a food in the oven.
Yeah, exactly. I got a food in the oven. I gotta go. So I lock my truck, man, and I like open the door, and I go and I hit the elevator, and I know I'm on the 3rd floor, and I hit the 3rd floor, and I'm going up, and I'm like, I gotta get out of there, you know, like, I gotta go. And because they followed me into the hotel walking. I'm like, where you going? Let's party. So I get on the elevator, the door shuts, I hit the 3rd floor. It's like, they'll see it. I get off on the 3rd floor. It's like, I got to get to a room. Well, I get up there. I can't remember what room we're in.
It's completely flustered you.
I can't remember. I handed Matt the little envelope with the number on it. I can't remember. So I'm like, what am I going to do? And I'm flustered. I'm holding like my boots and my backpack's not on my shoulder anymore. I'm just carrying all of it in the hanging clothes. So I have to set it down in the hallway, pull my phone out, and I call Matt. He doesn't answer. I call him again. He doesn't answer. I call again, like back to back. And I'm like, Matt, answer your freaking phone, man. I don't know what room I'm in. And he won't answer. So I'm standing in the hallway.
I'm being stopped.
I'm standing in the hallway, the Baymont Inn, no clue, like, what is transpiring, what I'm going to do. So I'm like, I got to call front desk. So I call the front desk, and I'm like, hey, this is Brad Clay. I said, I just checked in. I don't remember what room I'm in. She's like, oh, sorry, sir, you're in room 318. So I pick all my crap up. I walk into 318, put the key in, door open properly.
Yeah.
All right. I open the door. I come in, and Matt is like just sitting on the bed, and he picks his phone. He's like, oh, I see where you called, man. He goes, I had to take a crap. and didn't bring my phone in with me. I was pooping. Didn't bring my phone in the bathroom. See, I missed a couple. I heard your phone ringing. I heard my phone ring and see it's you. What's up? And I like throw my stuff. I'm like throw it in the room. And he's like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "I was just sexually assaulted in the parking lot, and you left me there. You left me." I was like, "Where did you go?" And he's like, "Oh man, I don't do drunk people." He said, "I saw those people were drunk." He goes, "I was out there, man." And I grabbed my stuff and I headed in. And I was like, "Oh yeah? Well, let me tell you what just happened to me." And I tell him the whole process, and he's just blown away by it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So Matt abandoned me. Golly, I can't believe that was the same trip.
That was the same trip.
Wow.
Man.
You know, there's a mental block, I think.
It's just scarred the scar that you had to separate them.
Yeah, it's like PTSD right now.
You had to separate them in order to continue to function in society.
Whew.
Sorry to take you back there.
I'll tell you this, not as bad as a house fire.
Gosh dang. Wow. Oh, gosh.
Anyway, I haven't experienced it, don't want to.
Oh, man.
That's dark.
It's real dark.
So, right after your house burn, which I was, we'll talk about. It's been talked about.
Yeah.
But just the aspect of the heartbreak of that. I saw you Sunday. Your house burned Friday and Saturday, I guess.
Oh yeah, party kept going.
Yeah, party kept going. I came in Sunday because I was speaking in Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
Came in and saw you, and I remember walking in. Man, hugged you, hugged Casey. Just loving on you guys. Your house is full, man.
Oh gosh.
I mean, not your house, but your farmhouse that you're staying in. Yeah, the bunkhouse. Little 2-bedroom that you're staying in. And the deal was in the middle of a remodel of the bathroom.
Oh yeah,
your folks had just started remodeling it, so there's no toilet, no shower, no laundry.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to talking, and they're fixing to run a concrete saw in the bathroom. And you asked me, you said, "Do you have any hearing protection? Earplugs? Because I shoot all the time, right?
Yeah,
so
anything,
do you have any,
I know I had some in my pickup too at some point.
do you have any hearing protection in your pickup?" And he goes, mine's all gone. And I just simply, in front of all these strangers, people I didn't know, you're like, "Yeah, mine's all gone." And I said, "Oh, what happened?"
All these people just turned and like,
"Oh, what happened to all your hearing protection?" And everybody was like, and I was
"Who
like,
invited this guy?"
and you turned and looked at me, and I was like, "Oh, is that too soon?" It's like two days after.
We have a really dark sense
No,
of
man,
humor,
we
so
do. We do.
I thought it was funny, but I'm
glad
sure some other people didn't know what to do in that moment.
Which is fine.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's
fine.
No, that's totally fine. I'm not upset. I'm not even mad at them about that.
Yeah,
Totally understandable.
it's fine. No one would have judged.
No, that's not true, man.
Yeah, they all did.
Yeah, no, there's
They all
definitely
did. They all
judgment.
did.
Definitely judgment that
Yeah.
takes place on from that
Yeah.
aspect of things. But
Yeah.
wow, yeah. So the old Baymont, the Baymont Inn, Indianapolis, Indiana.
It's funny how the whole podcast can come together like that. Lots of fun.
Lots
the
of
old
fun.
Roadcast.
One thing we haven't touched on any of our sponsors. One, we don't have our Deer Camp coffee with us.
No,
We didn't plan that out very well.
I didn't think about it.
And the other one is we don't have Burlington Northern Santa Fe. Did I tell you that I actually emailed them?
No, you didn't. You said you were going to.
I did it, dude. I went to the Burlington Northern Santa Fe website, and there's a media inquiry.
For real. Did somebody respond?
No one has emailed me back.
Not
so
yet.
if you know anybody, if you're listening to this, watching this, and you know somebody that works at Burlington Northern Santa Fe that could possibly be in the media department, would you have them reach out to us, because we'd like to strike a deal.
We got a proposition,
We do.
an offer that you can't refuse.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%. We got an offer you just cannot refuse. Obviously with the house fire, one of the craziest videos, and maybe that's something that gets dropped in here, is that when it struck back up the second time, you lost all your ammunition.
15,000 rounds.
And you hear it.
Oh, yeah, it's going
off.
Yeah, there's 308 in there, and I mean, there's some large rounds.
7.62.
I had probably 8,000 rounds of 7.62 in there that all went off pretty much right at the same time.
Wow.
And
the old AKs.
Austin, my brother, he's standing there trying to soak down the side of the building, our shop building, to prevent it from also catching fire.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you just hear bra-ba-da, 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 and he's like, ducking because he's trying not to get shot fighting a fire with a garden hose. So, but yeah, no, all the ammo just gone. It's like that. It's crazy.
Wow.
Crazy.
Well, I know Fort Scott's going to help replenish some ammo for us.
Yeah.
And at least get you to where,
we got some real good pig killing ammo.
Yes, they do. So Fort Scott is going to send several hundred rounds.
Yes.
To be able to kind of help you
greatly appreciate
restock and replenish a little bit of your situation with that aspect of it. So anyway, one other thing is that you have transitioned from being a minivan family.
Yes, we have left the minivan world. Silver Gary has gone to a better life, the life of a work vehicle. Sold it to the guy that was laying tile in the bathroom at the bunkhouse. Mm-hmm. And he's taking it and kind of ripping the seats out of it, making it so Silver Gary, and I've referenced Silver Gary, it's not a person.
So you drove Silver Gary to stay in the Robin Hood?
Yes.
Okay, because I was in my mind thinking that was years and years ago.
No.
You stayed in the Robin Hood.
No. Yeah, this is recent. We had two kids.
Okay.
We had two kids, Hurley and Josie.
All right, so in the last 5 years.
Yes, and my dad walks up and he goes, "So what's the biggest room you got?" And she's like, "Oh, we've got the King Suite or the whatever the Night Suite in the back, whatever it was."
They filmed a Dumb and Dumber scene in the hot tub in that room.
And so we get in there and it's like two conjoined rooms, but it's like the second room is more like a large master closet. They're like, full bed will fit in there.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And at the the futons.
You got to go off the foot of the bed to exit the room.
Yeah.
There's no wall room.
Yeah. So no, Silver Gary, Robin Hood was quite recent.
Okay.
Quite recent.
No, okay. I thought you were like,
what's even
I had
funnier?
in my head you were 14.
No,
when
what's
your
even
dad
funnier?
made you stay there.
We went back to New Mexico the next year. You know what happened?
Y'all stayed at the Robin
We
Hood?
stopped and said, we went back 2 years later. You know what we did?
So you're a frequenter.
I've been to the Robin Hood 3 times.
You know where I've only been once?
3 times.
The Baymont Inn in Indianapolis. One time. And here's the deal. The hotel's real nice. The hotel itself, bud, it's a real nice place.
Oh, but you'll get sexually assaulted.
But my experience with a guest made me uncomfortable, and so I'm never going to go there again. Never.
Yeah. So Silver Gary's gone. We've got a Yukon XL.
Okay.
4-wheel drive people mover.
Well, you need it because you live in the sticks.
We live in the boonies.
You do.
And that GoFundMe, if you donated to the GoFundMe already, thank you so much, because our van was not covered by insurance.
Right.
So we took a big loss on that, but everybody's generosity has been unreal.
I feel like I could make fun of you not make fun of you, but I can make dark jokes because I started the GoFundMe. Without me.
Without me.
Well, I'm gonna let's stop and think about it. Without me, where would you be right now, Adam?
So it's given me the ability to make fun of your pain.
It's given me the ability to be a total
I feel like this has
tool.
Built you up, so I need to bring you back down.
That's right.
Back down to reality.
Right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yep, that's our job.
Yeah.
It's to keep one another in check.
Keep each other level.
Not that your house burning down wasn't enough.
Yeah.
It's just like you got to kick people while they're on the ground, because if they're already on the ground, it's easier to kick them in the vitals.
It's keep right in the rib. 1 rib broken, 2 rib brokens, 3 rib brokens.
I'm horrible.
Oh,
I'm so bad. I'm so bad.
How do we bring this one back to some spiritual application?
Well, we ate Taco Casa
Yes,
a
we
little
did.
bit ago, and some Dairy Queen.
A divine appointment, if you would have. Like, we had no plans at eating at a Taco Casa.
No, we did not. We weren't even. It
turned
wasn't on the
around
radar.
the corner, and I believe we both went,
Yeah, because we went to Brownwood, Texas, as a part of our little project today, and went to Coleman, Texas, and then we went to Brownwood.
Yep.
And in Brownwood, there's Taco Casa.
There is, and we happened upon it.
It's our favorite tacos.
Favorite tacos, fast food tacos for sure.
100%. Yeah.
It's not, they're not like street tacos.
No.
They are
But was it
crunchy
not
tacos.
on so point today?
No, the pointness was on point, like tip of the spear, full on.
The every once in a while you'll get a taco shell that's not super fresh.
Yeah, it's
still good.
Yeah,
But today's,
but today they came straight out. I mean, it was perfect.
oh,
It's just a nice little
super burrito, no tomatoes, because obviously the tomato is the
devil's fruit.
devil's fruit.
You know why?
Why?
It's deceptive.
Yeah.
You know who else is deceptive?
Satan.
Satan.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Is it a fruit or is it a vegetable? Don't trust it.
I don't trust it either.
Don't trust it.
No.
Don't trust it.
No.
Not unless it's been pounded and mashed and had sugar to it. Then I'll take it.
Yeah, that's right. Pounds of sugar.
Pounds of sugar.
And rat hair.
Yeah. But just a little bit.
Little ketchup. Anyway, so spiritual aspect of today's.
Well, we've talked a lot about staying places,
Mm-hmm.
and it helps me remind. There's nothing better. It's dark again, but obviously I'm kind of lacking this. But thinking about going home, I like the idea of when we're out of town, like right now, we've been gone.
The out of towner, you know where they got the name. Yeah.
Yeah. What do we want to do the most?
I want to go home.
We want to go home.
Yeah.
I want to go home.
Man, you heard me talking to Sterling
Yeah.
tonight, my little boy had his first t-ball game. And what did he say to me, Adam?
When you coming home, Daddy?
When you coming home, Daddy?
Yeah.
Whoo!
Yeah.
That gets you, doesn't it?
Yeah. And Hurley, those iPads that Brad and April gave us gave the kids a couple iPads that like made their year.
Mm-hmm.
And Hurley texted me. I've texted him every day and said, "Miss you, Bubba," and he says, "Miss you too when you coming home."
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just, when we're gone, the place we want to be is home.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
And then, we see that all throughout God's Word about how, like, we are not supposed to be of the world. We're supposed to be in the world, but not of the world.
Yeah,
And
we're
know
just
this isn't
passing
we're just
through. That's
passing
right,
through.
man. This life, when Scripture talks about this life being just a vapor,
Yeah.
it really is when you think about the longevity of eternity and where we're going to spend most of eternity.
Yeah.
It's not here.
Mm-mm.
Most of our existence is going to be spent in heaven, with the Heavenly Father.
Mm-hmm.
And so, this is but a vapor. And so even our mindset being focused on eternal things.
Mm-hmm.
Because, man, it's so easy to get wrapped up in stuff. And I, even thinking back to just like with you, because, once again, I was on the phone with you. Hurley runs in, house is on fire. You call me back 20 minutes later,
Yeah.
and you're
Was it that
sobbing.
long? God, it felt like just.
You're just sobbing, bawling. And I remember, I'll never forget when you said, "It's gone. My house is gone. It's all on fire." And you're just sobbing and weeping. And I begin to sob and weep as I'm driving down the road and, en route to speak at a church. One, because I can't be there with you.
Yeah.
And two, because I just felt your emotion and your pain in it. And I remember as it's burning, you're just like, is everybody okay? And you're like, yes, everybody's okay. My kids are out. Everybody's fine. Everybody's safe. And you said, "Brad, it's just stuff. It's just stuff." And you just kept repeating that. And you're like, "It's just stuff. All of it can be replaced. God is still good. My kids are." And I remember being like, "I'm so thankful that fire didn't start in one of them babies' rooms." When they were in there, and they,
Oh yeah.
and I feel like for you talked about like this refocus that happens on, like, man, like, you're right, stuff is replaceable. Like, we get so, but I say all that to say this, we get so focused on the stuff.
Yeah. We get so focused in our immediate circumstances. It's like 10,000 years from now when you and I are sitting back drinking and feasting and having a party with Jesus, do you think we're going to be like, hey, remember that house fire?
We might.
I'll
probably still bring it
say
up.
some dark joke, and the Lord will be like, that hurts. That one stung.
Easy, Brad. Oh, St. Peter, that gate swings 2 ways. All right, kick you out of here. All right, I kicked Satan down there once. I'll throw you down there, too.
Do it one more time. Oh, gosh. But no, like, it's easy to let the circumstances of life dictate your current. I said something today. I was like we get so focused on our outcomes.
Yeah.
Instead of just trying to focus on obedience.
Yeah.
And it's like that's what we're called to. And when we get homesick, it's I think it's okay to be homesick.
Yeah. 100%.
Like, I think it's okay to be homesick and go, man, this world sucks sometimes.
It does.
It sucks.
Yeah.
But I know where I'm going. I'm going home. And
That's right.
I know that this whole life is just a process of getting there.
That's right.
And how much I can give God glory throughout the whole process of it, you know?
Yeah.
So
Great way to wrap it up, buddy.
I think that's a good way to wrap it up.
Dude, I love you.
Love you too.
This was fun.
First
I don't
Roadcast.
I don't know if it's any
die.
good. No.
We don't know if the audio recorded at all during this whole thing.
You know, those times that we've done interviews while I was driving for the show, and we've had people email and be like, "You should not do that. It's a safety violation. You know, it's a safety issue."
The only thing that we've done
We've always done
right
those.
now,
We've all done those back roads.
Yeah. But the only thing we've done differently right now is we put mics on our hats.
We put mics on our hats, and we put an actual
iPhone right here.
Yeah, that's on an iPhone.
Yeah.
That's the only difference, because this was the regular banter that would have transpired.
This is just normal conversation, which is what people said they want to listen to.
Yeah.
For some reason.
For those people that need it.
Need it. That is such a strong word.
It is a strong word.
Strong word. Well, you can check out Final Descent.
You can.
On all the social medias.
That's right. You
at
can
FD
find
Outdoors.
FD Outdoors, Final Descent Outdoors. You can search it up. I tell you this: if you are listening to our podcast through Apple, Spotify, man, would you go give us like a legit 5-star rating, even if you think we're a 1?
Fake it till you make
just
it.
lie.
Just straight up.
You know, it's a little white lie. It's not that big of a deal. If you would,
Oh gosh.
I'm joking, of course. I'm not joking. Go ahead and give us a rating. Make sure you're subscribing to us. And we do appreciate all of the partners of Final Descent Outdoors that allow us to continue to produce content through the show, through the podcast, through social media, through all the things. We appreciate you a lot. And thank you guys to everybody that once again that is donated to Adam.
Yes.
To help his family replace their vehicle that they lost because the whole side of your vehicle melted.
Like a marshmallow.
Your headlights melted down the side of the
Silver
car.
Gary got a good patina.
Anyway, appreciate you guys so much. Thanks so much for tuning in to the OFDO podcast. And we'll see you next time.
See you at the Baymont Inn.
Ooh, probably not. I won't be there.